See, the problem is you keep trying to calm the storm around you, when instead you should be working on calming yourself. That storm is going to pass regardless.
You can lose everything in a glimpse, doesn't matter. It's not you doing this. The wake-up call of trying to control this lifetime. This is, so far, I would say, the biggest life lesson.
The entire point of life is to take action on dreams that feel crazy to most, but feel like destiny to you.
I dare you to stop fucking around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to your goals and your goals only. Don't announce it to anyone. Don't tell people on Instagram about it. Don't tell anybody. Just disappear, do the work, and reemerge in 6 months a different person.
I'm not encouraging you to fake it till you make it. No, I'm not asking you to subscribe to that mantra. I'm going to simply encourage you to believe in yourself before everybody else does. You're not pretending to be somebody. You're practicing who you want to be in the future before you get somebody else's approval. Yeah, you're not faking it till you make it. You're believing it before you become it. And so at some point, you and I have to make a decision. I'm actually gonna try some things, and I'm not gonna be afraid of what will happen. If I fail, I'm gonna be afraid of what happens if I don't try.
The distance between who you are and who you want to be is only separated by what you do every day. So the only question is, what have you done lately?
Sense to continue wanting something if you're not willing to do what it takes to get it. If you don't want to live the lifestyle, then release yourself from the desire. To crave the result, but not the process, is to guarantee disappointment.
Get to where you want in life, just not in the way you imagine. And that's because the path that's paved is far different to the path we pave.
Just don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do, or can or cannot achieve. Just don't allow it. Just do not allow it. Be whatever you want to be.
Stop tying your value and worth to external achievements. How much money you make, the position at your company, what kind of car you drive. Your value must be linked to something greater than material things that can disappear overnight. Greater than what the world defines as success. Instead of looking out here for validation about your value, look internally. Look at your heart. Look at your intentions. Look how far you've come. Get your idea of your value and worth from that. It will free you in so many ways. Stop looking out here for your worth and value. Look inside and look up.
We believe that the biggest obstacle we have to overcome is out there, and many times the call is coming from inside of our own house. I think that the worst enemy that many people have is the voice that's inside of their own head. Now, this voice has probably maybe come from the outside world, but we've now internalized it. You know, we have become our own worst enemy in some regards.
You have to stay busy. You have to find yourself now. You have to find out who you are. And it's gonna take effort, man. I hate to tell you that because I know it's probably gonna be hard sometimes, but you can do it.
How I keep positive, I would say, is every time it gets tough, and when I feel like I don't want to do it, there is someone out there in this world laying on a hospital bed, begging for a second chance at life. I don't think I have any excuse to not go hard.
It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. And give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Your current situation is not your final destination. There's more to your life. And I know right now it's hard for you to believe that, but I need you to believe it. Like everything you're currently facing is building you for something greater. You're more than your struggles, you're more than your pain. I know you feel like nobody understands you, nobody gets you. I know you feel alone and isolated. You should have flooded your life with appreciation. Even for the little things, the small things, for breath in your body, for your heartbeat. Because appreciation is the first step to elevating your life. So I want to tell you, I'm proud of you for not giving up when it's so easy to.
Your work ethic reflects your gratitude, which ultimately leads to your results. The grateful person shows up early. The grateful person gives full effort. The grateful person asks several questions. Look around you, and you can tell those who are grateful by their work ethic. Those who are great in any profession understand it starts with the understanding that you are capable of going from nothing to everything.
But here's the thing, that if you have a very clear vision and you're absolutely convinced and have the faith in your vision, then all the work that you need to do becomes easier because there's a purpose for it.
Haven't you imagined a better life? Okay, who you think he showed it to? He showed it to you. Why you think he showed it to you? Because he want to give it to you. But if you don't work, if you don't ask him for it, he cannot give it to you because he created us with the power of choice.
It's not okay for you to be a weak loser. It's not okay. And the reason it's not okay is because you could be way more than that. And it's a crime, an ethical crime, for you to allow all that necessary potential to go to waste. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts the world. Really, really, it does.
There are two types of pain, the pain of action and the pain of inaction. The pain of action is blunt, in your face, and forces you to grow. For every hour we suffer through sharpening our skills, being proactive, and restoring order, we don't reduce the amount of pain we face, but rather we take it on the chin. We sign up for it up front. And because of this voluntary acceptance, day after day, we gain the strength to shoulder it. By embracing pain instead of running from it, we are simultaneously transformed by it. We become someone we are proud of, someone that others can depend upon, which in turn gives meaning to the pain. And it's this feeling of growth and progress that helps us feel useful to ourselves, useful to others, which gives the suffering a purpose.
I don't think anyone who suffered a tragedy that has gotten through it in some way will tell you, I needed to find deeper meaning in my life. Once something has happened that is a tragic event, a loss, a death, or anything that is a setback, some people numb themselves. But that doesn't mean the pain's not there, it just means you're not feeling it. Tragedy is just too strong, too powerful for the mind to fathom, let's be honest. The mind cannot deal with it. So you have to go deeper than the mind. And the place that's deeper than the mind is love, faith, hope, meaning, and purpose. And that's what you hold on to for your dear life. And you just forge ahead. And some days are going to be harder, and some will be easier. Sometimes it's very painful. And if you can move from one day to the next, you get stronger, whether you know it or not. And ultimately, what will emerge is a new person, a person that you'll see that you went through the fire and you become a more powerful person in the process.
When you see men fall, don't laugh, learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else, your enemy or your friend, you're laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself.
We all have moments when it seems the world is crashing down around us, when we feel defeated and broken. But it's in those moments when we have the greatest opportunity. When you've been defeated, when you've been driven to your knees, you have two choices. You can stay on your knees, or you can rise up and fight on.
Let's talk about change. Let's talk about that comeback that you've been aching for. Let's talk about walking that path and doing things you've never done before, seeing things you've never seen before. Let's talk about walking that path to becoming something you've never been before. And it doesn't matter what you've been, or who you've been, or what you've experienced. Those things only matter in the fact that they've brought you right here, right now, to this point where you're ready. Are you willing to do what it takes?
Adversity is a gift. Sometimes you can't see the light until you're in the dark. Sometimes you got to face a setback to get set up for success. Sometimes you got to get humble to stay humble. Sometimes you got to get embarrassed so it doesn't happen again. You might not agree with all these lessons that have to get taught, but they got to get taught somehow. Every time you bounce back from something unfortunate, you set yourself up to be fortunate one day. You don't know why you're going through adversity in the moment, only so you can use it for strength later. So be thankful that you're going through adversity, because the biggest blessings come right after the difficult.
You see, when you bury the things that hold you back, you can create a clean patch of land, a canvas ready to be painted with your dreams and aspirations. It's an opportunity to cultivate. But here's the thing. If you keep looking at things the same way everyone else does, or if you cling to the same beliefs and limitations you've always had, nothing will ever change. You need to develop eyes to see what needs to change, ears to hear the truths, and silence the doubt, hands willing to do the dirty work, and a heart that carries you through the ups and the downs, and some feet that are ready to move in the right direction.
Friendly reminder that in 3 generations, everyone who knew us will be dead, including the people whose opinions stopped you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine that someone you know achieves every dream and hits every goal they have. Years later, they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much do you care? About as much as everyone else will if you accomplish your goals and dreams. Do it for you.
Make no mistake, there is a big difference between wanting something and being willing to do what it takes to get it. There will always come a day where you are too tired, too sick, something unexpected happens, the car doesn't work, a friend shows up, there's not enough time, not enough motivation. When you truly make the decision that you are willing to do what it takes, you change.
Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind. They're going to always feel like they're not doing good enough. They're all going to always feel like you're losing. 90% of the time, you're going to feel like you're getting your balls kicked in. 8% of the time, you're going to be confused and you're frustrated. 2% of the time, you actually win. And those moments come and go, and then you're back in the 90%. And that's the reality of a winner's life. People don't understand that. They think it's all about cruising around in a cool car, having a free and happy and easy and go-lucky life. And that's not reality, because true winners are built for the fucking fight. They're built for the battle.
Let's eliminate all outcomes, all results, and not let anything be predicated upon them. Let's lock into the process, the dedication, the commitment, the daily work, and why do you want what you want, and what are you doing it for?
You know, there's countless stories out there of people that hit failure over and over again. And I bring that up because that's what creates the want, the desire, the demand for something to change. That gives you a directional path. So when you're on that sailboat out at sea, you know how to take the wind coming at you into your favor, to sail in the direction you want. But you're not sailing into some harbor at a known point. No, you're gonna sail down uncharted waters. And why? Because those uncharted waters lead to undreamt shores of possibilities.
The word is inertia. In this word, the definition is a tendency to do nothing or remain unchanged. Is a property of matter by which it continues in its existing state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless that state is changed by external forces. So this is us. This is our lives. If we don't make an effort, If we don't apply force, we don't change. Our lives will just continue as they are. That's what we're up against. And it's not easy.
We put off everything for the future that already belongs to us. And misery holds on to few, but many hold on to misery. Our ancient Stoic friend Seneca calls us out once again on some tough love, telling us and reminding us really that everything that we resent in our daily lives, in our past, in our present, and everything that we already resent that we think is coming up in our future is really self-inflicted, self-imposed, and that we just pursue misery when we think that we're pursuing happiness.
That says when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that went into the storm. That is what the storm is all about. In other words, how we use this free time, right? How we use this situation, how we use this tool of adversity to become better fathers, better husbands, better mothers, better spouses, better team members. And so I have to pose the question to you, why do you really do what you do and where is it taking you? Right? What's the GPS that's on the end of your decisions and your choices every single day? Have you just made this situation about you, or have you used this situation to become a better individual in several aspects and phases of your life? Right? Like, I'm a firm believer in this, man. Like, in life, we don't burn out because of what we do. We burn out because life makes us forget why we do it. And so the question remains, right? Why do you do what you do and where does it take you? Most importantly, when it's all said and done, when the clock stops, when you come out of this situation, I firmly believe it's about two things. It's about who you become and it's about what you give. And every single day, you can become somebody better, but most importantly, you can give something greater to this situation and to this thing called life.
When I was 10 years old, Pop said to me, son, it's a truly lucky man who knows what he wants to do in this world, because that man will never work a day in his life. But there are a few, a precious few, and hell, I don't know if they're lucky or not, but there are a few people who find something they have to do. Some obsesses them. Some, if they can't do it, it's gonna drive them clean out of their mind.
Fight. Fight, man. I know it's getting hard. I know it feels like you're losing. And the overwhelming fear of failure is creeping up on you. But you must remember one thing. You've been here before. You fought much tougher battles than this, and yet here you are, still standing. All the odds were against you, but it didn't matter. You found the fighting spirit within you to keep going no matter what. Nothing can beat that. Nothing.
It takes effort because nature doesn't want to change. It just wants to keep going in that same path that it's been going on. Your nature, my nature, doesn't want to change. It would rather just kind of conserve energy and just continue doing what it's doing. What we would rather continue doing what we're doing. Just that easy path, let things stay the same, just keep doing what we're doing. That's what we have to fight against. Because if we don't take action, if you don't take action, then nothing's gonna change.
When the anxious mind consumes you, do everything you possibly can to stick to the to-do list. When life becomes more overwhelming than ever, even the smallest tasks feel like the largest mountain to climb. But care for yourself by maintaining that baseline. I've been keeping my promises for a very long time, and I'm still not immune to feeling like keeping them another day is daunting. But that said, when I feel like I've lost something, the last thing I want to do in response to that is lose myself.
You have lost friends during the process of the climb. I don't think it is something that you should lament or be upset about. I think that it is a sign of growth, because a lot of people say, hey, you've changed. And the only natural response that I can have to that is, if you grow, you change. Some people, most people, don't like change, especially if they themselves have not grown or changed, and/or if they have grown in a different direction from me. And it is natural for us to not want to continue relationships with people that have grown or have values that are too far in contrast to our own. I would be far more sad that I had not realized my potential or what I hope to accomplish in my life in exchange for relationships that I sacrificed my dreams in order to maintain.
For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early.
To be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things at starry. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again.
Loss and regret, two things that touch all of us sooner or later. They come into our lives like uninvited guests, leaving us breathless and broken. Maybe it's the loss of someone you love deeply. Maybe it's the regret of something you didn't do, the words you didn't say, the chances you didn't take. Whatever it is, it lingers. It hangs over you, heavy and unrelenting, like a shadow you can't escape. You try to move on, to push it to the back of your mind, but it's always there. A memory, a what if, a feeling you can't quite put into words. And it's tempting, isn't it? To let it consume you, to let it define you, to tell yourself, this is it, this is who I am now. A person marked by loss, a person drowning in regret. But let me tell you something, loss and regret don't have to define you. They can shape you, yes, but they don't have to break you. And as long as you're still here, as long as you're still breathing, there's a way forward. You see, loss and regret are a part of life. They're inescapable. No one gets through this life untouched by them. But here's the thing. It's not the loss or the regret that destroys us. It's how we respond to them. It's whether we let them become our story or whether we choose to write a new one. Let's talk about loss. When you lose someone or something that mattered to you, it feels like the world has shifted beneath your feet, like nothing will ever be the same again. And the truth is, it won't be. Loss changes you. It leaves a mark. But that mark, it's not a scar. It's a testament.
Are you interested in achieving these goals? Or are you committed? That question transformed my life. If you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You'll come up with stories and excuses and reasons why you can't, but if you're committed, you will do whatever it takes. You'll let go of your stories. You'll let go of your excuses. You'll let go of all the reasons you currently have that are formulating your identity of yourself. And you'll learn how to let that go and become who you are destined to become.
You have to travel light if you want to go high. You've got to give up to go up. That's what this law is all about. Less is more. This law teaches us that there is no reward without paying a price. Pay now, play later. If you play now, you'll pay later. What he taught me was invaluable. That was the root of the law of sacrifice. If you give up, you could certainly go up.
When life is giving you a new opportunity, sometimes it's good to take it. And when this lifetime takes something from you, you need to learn to let go.
So you need to foster the belief in what you are dreaming so that it becomes a reality.
which is very different than saying, I don't expect anybody to believe it until I see it. You need people to believe it before they can see it.
Your imagination is there. Don't you remember when you were a child? You believed everything that you thought. You believed everything that your imagination could draw up. But then people told you to be realistic. People told you to come back to reality. People told you what you can and cannot do. And as a young, innocent child, that you can only do so much. It's time to stop believing those lies.
In the way that you're meant to be rewarded, that's amazing. It's an amazing feeling because you can pick yourself up no matter what happens.
You should be scared. You should be anxious. You should be worried. You should be concerned. You know what that means? That means you actually give a fuck about what you're trying to do. Everybody tries to preach this no anxiety, no stress, low drag, happy all the time shit. Bro, when you really care about something, you really want something to work, you're gonna feel stress about it. You're gonna feel anxiety about it. You know what? It means you give a shit, all right? You should feel that way.
Isolation. You can be out in the world, you can be a history maker and a productive legend. You don't get to do both.
I don't care where you come from. I don't care where you were raised. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care about any of that shit. If you do the work consistently, if you invest in yourself consistently, 1 + 1 is always gonna equal 2. 10 years of motherfucking work when everybody else is partying, making excuses, doing the cool thing on the weekend is gonna pay off.
What really you need is hunger. The most successful people on earth never lose their hunger. The hunger to be more, to do more, to share more, to create more, to become more, to give more. And if you have a hunger and it doesn't die off as soon as you succeed a little bit, then you start to become something extraordinary. Those are the people that you know their names of because they're famous at a different level. They've been famous for decade after decade because they keep performing at the higher level, not the person who was a one-time wonder.
People have problems and they're often annoyed and oppressed by the fact they have problems, but you have your problems and the problems that bother you. And you might ask yourself, well, why do those problems bother you and not other problems? And I would say maybe it's because in those problems you actually find your destiny. And those are often things you don't want to look at, but it was something that bothered you. It turned out that was your problem. And if you faced it, well, then you figured out on that road that that was your destiny.
With myself, I have to hold the line. There are areas within myself where I cannot compromise. I am going to work hard. I am going to train hard. I am going to improve myself. I am not going to rest on my laurels. I'm going to own my mistakes and confront them. I am going to face my demons.
Use it as fuel. If you look at stories of great men, of great women in history, that story always has a lot of disadvantages that will overcome. There is something in the process of overcoming hardship that creates greatness. Most people quit through that process. If you can survive it, then your story will be a great one.
You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you die. Until you get to that point, you let you die. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. And that's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you?
I'm not going to give up or give out or give in. I am going to stand. I am going to maintain my self-discipline. And on those points, there will be no compromise. Not now, not ever.